Hello, guys of United Rock Nations. We are an amazing company with DORO. How are you?
Oh, very good, very good. Good to talk to you. Everything's good. I just came back from Wacken. Oh man, it was such a great, festival, and I had a great time. But it was so muddy. Oh my God, it was so
Yes,
much rain and mud. But
absolutely.
everybody had a great time, and they were all mud sliding, and the atmosphere was amazing. So
Fantastic.
rain or shine, it didn't matter.
And in a few months, a new album, Conqueress, Forever Strong and Proud. How is your feeling about this new album?
Oh, very good, very good. I hope the fans love it as much as we do. And yeah, there are 20 songs on it, three duets, two with Rob Halford, and that was my favorite singer, along with Dio and yeah, Lemmy. But Rob Halford was my very first tour in 1986. My first tour that I came to France, and it was amazing. And yeah, we always stayed friends. And now we did two duets, and I'm so happy and grateful. And wow, he's the best. And yeah, and there are other great songs on it. I think great anthems. I love Children of the Dawn. It's the opener, and many heavy songs on it, like I Will Prevail or Time for Justice. I don't know if you've seen
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I
the
understand.
video.
I listened to all the album. Absolutely.
Ah,
What is? Tell us more about the collaboration with Rob Halford, because it's a main it's a magic singer. So tell us more about the collaboration, the way you work together.
yeah, actually, it all happened in France. Last year
Oh,
we played Hellfest, and it was amazing. I love Hellfest. Yeah, and then we were hanging out backstage and talking, and it was good vibe. And then we said, "Hey, how about we do something together? It's about time because." 86 is a long time ago, the
absolutely.
tour, and we always had a really friendship going, saw each other on many festivals. Yeah, and then we said, let's do something together. And I said, yeah, we have a new album in the making. And I said, Rob, I would love to do Living After Midnight, because that was one of my favorite songs. When I started out, when we were doing the first gigs and touring with other bands, or I had a support band, and All We Are wasn't out back then, so early 80s. And then we said, one song we have to do together, like towards the end of the tour or towards the end of the concert. And then it was always either Breaking the Law or Living After Midnight. And everybody had such a good time. Has a similar feeling to All We Are. Everybody is, positive and, cheering. So I said, Rob, I would love to do Living After Midnight. He said, okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. And then he said, I have a wish. I would love to do Total Eclipse of the Heart, because, that is a song Rob really loves. And I said, wow, that's a Jim Steinman production. That's like, wow, hardcore, but I love it. I love it. So we did two songs, and yeah, and actually at first I delivered the record and it was all done. I delivered it in March because we wanted to print the vinyl edition, and it takes so much time, sometimes
Absolutely.
7, 8,
Absolutely.
9 months, sometimes up to a year. So I delivered the record, and then there was an email of Rob Halford, and he said, hey, how about doing like a Total Eclipse of the Heart for your record? And I said, oh, that's great. And then I talked to the record company. I said, man, it's so important. I love Rob Halford, and he would love to do that song. So we did this song. So it is on the CD. And of course, digital, you can get it. It's not on the vinyl because it was just done a couple of weeks ago, but I love it. And I think, wow, it's such an honor for me. And yeah, I'm a big fan of Rob Halford. And, he's such a gentleman, super nice person, amazing singer. So it means so much to me. And yeah, I'm really happy. And I'm sure the fans will love it as well. And
Absolutely. It's a great collaboration. So it seems that the album was recorded in three different cities: Miami, New York, Hamburg. Tell us more about the choice of those recording studios and those cities.
yeah, actually, I always like to record, a song where I feel everybody is into it, everybody loves the song, and yeah, New York, there's a great engineer. He won a Grammy. He did one record, and he's a top engineer. So I always love to work with him. Mike Goldberg, he was working in New York and New Jersey. Yeah. And then, in Miami, I moved from New York to Miami. So I found a great studio there and, great engineer. And yeah, and then in Hamburg, I have my long time producer and songwriting partner, Andreas Brun. He's the ex-guitar player of Sisters of Mercy. He's an awesome guy. We worked together since 1996. And yeah, and then I have another studio close to my former home. I was born in Düsseldorf, and there's one studio, Rock City Studio in Solingen. So we recorded stuff there with my band. And yeah, so in the last 3 years, we had many studios, many engineers, and Andy Sneap. He was involved in Living After Midnight and Total Eclipse of the Heart. He recorded Rob Halford's vocals, and he mixed a little bit on Total Eclipse of the Heart. So it was great teamwork, and everybody was like giving 110%, and that's what I love.
Right. It's right, absolutely. So as you said before, there's a lot of songs, 10 songs, 15 songs, plus 5 bonus songs. It's exceptional enough to underline it. Tell us more about the creative and songwriting process of the new songs.
Yes, actually, we started 3 years ago, and actually the first song I think was Rise, and then we went from there, and then I went to my bass player. We have a new bass player, Stefan, and we wrote Children of the Dawn and I Will Prevail. And most of the stuff I did with Andreas Brun in Hamburg. And yeah, we picked the first single. There was Andreas and my song, Time for Justice. And I was so happy. They're in the video, they're the Wasteland Warriors, and these are wild guys and girls, and I always want to do something with them. And when we picked Time for Justice, actually that was the record company's choice too. And I thought, oh, that's great, because a good message for this day and age. And then we did the video, and I met the Wasteland Warriors in Wacken many, many years ago. And now we could finally work together, and they came on stage with us in Wacken and for the video. Yeah, and then we did a couple of anthems and ballads. And yeah, in all these 3 years, we had about, I think, 35 songs. And yeah, and then I cut it down to 20 songs. And on the bonus tracks, there's one Metallica cover.
Exactly.
The Four Horsemen.
The Four Horsemen, absolutely.
Yes, and I love Metallica. And we actually, we played together in the early 80s many times. I still remembered Cliff Burton. He was so nice. And we did some festivals and small gigs. I think some of the first gigs we did together with Metallica in the Netherlands, like 84.
Oh, okay.
84, 85,
tell us more about the choice of this song, The Four Horsemen. Why this song especially?
Oh, because I like the song so much, and I wanted to give honor and thanks for Kill 'Em All. It's now 40th anniversary. It's our 40th anniversary. So, and I love Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning. They were my favorite records, along with the Black Album. But Kill 'Em All, that was like when we started out, great memories. And and we were all like, back then really teenagers, and it was a lot of fun. It was like, wild. There were no restrictions, sometimes no security people, no you could play as loud as you wanted. So it was a great time, and it all worked, there was never any problems. But it was definitely, so much freedom, it was awesome. And it was the start when metal became big. That was great to be a witness of that time. And and it was kind of like learning by doing. We started to do gigs. We didn't even know what to do or how to do it, but we just did it. And so that was, brought back great memories on Kill 'Em All. And Four Horsemen, I always loved that song very much. So I just recorded it. And then when it was done, everybody said, hey, sounds pretty cool. Put it on the album. And then I thought, okay. And then I put it in the bonus section. And and I hope the fans like it.
Yeah, it's a great version.
Oh, good.
I selected some songs that I want to talk about. The first one is Bond Unending, because it's a different totally different song comparing to the others of the album. And there's also a guest on it. I don't know who is it, but tell us more about that song.
Yes, actually, yeah, the guest, his name is Sammy Amara. And
Sammy, yes.
yeah, Sammy, and he has this band Broilers, and I tell you, they are huge in Germany. They're the biggest band in Germany. And he called me last December. I was on tour, and he said, "Doro, would you like to be a guest on our 2 shows in Düsseldorf? That's where I'm from, and Broilers are from Düsseldorf as well." So, and I said, "Yes, I like to be a guest." And they're a little bit, they have a different audience, all really young people, like,
Exactly.
14, 15, 16, and
teenagers.
yes, they're total teenagers. So I did 2 of these shows, and it was great, and we got along great. The audience loved it. So we said, let's do something together. And then we went to his studio, and he has like a home studio. And then we came up with Bond Unending. It's a song about deep friendship, and and then we got along great. So I think we might do the next video of Bond Unending. And and it was great to see somebody like doing so well, but it's a little bit different vein. I wouldn't say it's metal, but it
No.
rocks hard.
Exactly.
and that was so funny. I went back to my old rehearsal room, because they are still rehearsing in the old rehearsal room. It's a big factory. And I was there, and we had so much fun. And he's a cool guy. And he actually was a guest in Wacken last week when I did a big anniversary show. There were great guests there: Udo Dirkschneider and Joey Belladonna and Chris Caffrey of Savatage, Uli John Roth, the guitar player, and so many great people, and Mickey D and Phil Campbell. We did a Motorhead special, and Sammy Amara was there too. We sang East Meets West together. So so we became great friends, and he's from Düsseldorf. So it's funny. Actually, there are many bands coming out of Düsseldorf. It's probably, Düsseldorf is a nice city, but it's more well known for fashion, and people, they're pretty rich, so I guess it's the rebellious side of all our metal friends and bands, so you have to rebel against all the the establishment. That's how it started for us in the early 80s.
Yes,
so
exactly.
But it's still many bands coming from Düsseldorf, and it was great to meet somebody, and somebody who's in the same position. He's a singer, he's the band leader, and then we could exchange or give each other advice, how to do things. And that's pretty good. I don't know many people like that. I only talked to Ronnie James Dio or Lemmy about it, but since they are in rock and roll heaven, I never talked to anybody, because it's so different when you're a drummer, or when you're a guitar player.
Exactly.
Or when you're in the road crew or a manager. They have totally different aspects. And as a singer, you have the same problems. You always have to save your voice and and do stuff. And so that was great for me. And and I hope the fans like it. I think it sounds like it could be played on radio, which usually we don't get played on radio much, but some radio stations heard the song and said, "Oh, we definitely want to play it." And it's not, "Oh, okay, yes, why not?" It's
great. There's one of my favorite songs of the album is "Time for Justice." I love a lot. It's a very heavy and catchy song. Tell us more about that song.
Oh, actually, it is. Oh, I'm so sorry. So there's somebody calling. I don't know if you guys hear the noise. I will. Actually, Time for Justice. Yeah, I like the message, because I think the world is so crazy and chaotic, and I think the world needs more justice and and truth, and and that you can trust people again, in all kinds of positions, like let's say politicians, normal people. You have to trust people again. And I think it's time for justice. So I think it's a good positive message, and I played it live now a couple of times in couple of festivals and in Wacken, and everybody was there, Time for Justice, and was singing along, and it was so great to see. And yeah, and then the video, I think that came out good. If people haven't seen it, you can check it out. It's all for free on YouTube. But yeah, I think that was a good choice. And actually, the record company suggested it, and I thought, oh, that's good, because I love all the songs. It's sometimes hard to pick and choose. So I was glad that they said Time for Justice, and then yeah, but it's a positive message. Fight the good fight,
Absolutely. There's also a ballad with German and English lyrics. And my German is not very good, so Fels in der Brandung. I don't know if it's good. That means solid as a rock in English. Tell us more about that song. It's a ballad. It's a different song also from the others.
Yes, actually, I would love to do it in French too. I love to sing in French, and it is a saying in German. It cannot be really translated into English, but what you said, like solid as a rock, or you're my rock, you're my savior, you're the person I trust, in a difficult situation. So I would love to sing it in French too, and I hope I can do it soon, because I love French, and I was born and raised with the great band Trust. I love that band. And when we were in Wacken, we actually sang Antisocial with Joey Belladonna from Anthrax. He was there. We sang Antisocial. And it was great. Everybody was singing along, and love it. So yeah, Fels in der Brandung. Actually, I was driving in my car with my mom. I have a great mom. She's almost 90, but she was always supporting me. And my dad too. My dad is not alive anymore. But my mom, she was sitting there, and I was on the phone talking, and there was some problems I had to solve. There always, some, something. There's always something every day. So I was trying, to manage things and all. And then she looked at me, she said, Doro, you're really the Fels in der Brandung. You're really, solid as rock. I said, yes, Mom, I have to be. Otherwise, we couldn't do what we do. And then I thought, Mom, you know what? That's a great song title. I want to write a song about it. So I wrote a song, and then the chorus is German and the verses are in English. And it talks about, you're my, you're the one who can save me in any situation, or who can solve a problem. So I would love to do it in French. I love to sing in French or in different languages. So that's the next plan. When we have time, after all the festivals, I go straight back into the studio, and I want to try it. I need help to do it, the pronunciation. But I sang a couple of songs in French. The first one was Toujours pour gagner, and Left ton poing vers le ciel. That was great. That was cool. And so
there's Megadeth that sing À tout le monde, à tous mes amis, je vous aime, je dois partir.
I love that song. Actually, I sang it on the Megadeth cruise. There was one time a cruise in America, and the Megadeth cruise, mega cruise. And Dave Mustaine, I think he couldn't make the cruise. I think there was something, he was sick or something. So we all, like all the bands, they made the cruise, and then there was this cover band, which was actually pretty good. And, and they asked me if I could sing À tout le monde, and I did. And, it was such a joy. Yeah, I love that song, and I love Megadeth. Megadeth was my first tour in America in 1988. It was a long tour. Yeah, it was Megadeth, Sanctuary, and Warlock, and I just saw Dave Mustaine last week in Wacken, and he played on a Friday, we played on a Wednesday, and we did photos together, talked a little bit. And his guitar player Kiko used to be in the band Angra, and I was in Rock in Rio in Brazil and playing with Angra, and Kiko was still in the band. And it was just when he was, leaving the band for Megadeth, and we talked a little bit. Now I think he's so happy there, and so we're all a big family. It's so great.
Exactly. 2 days ago, I saw Megadeth in France. In concert.
Cool.
Great show.
I believe it. Yes.
They are very amazing. Let's talk a little bit about your lyrics. How do you write your lyrics? What subjects inspire you? Do you have a book where you write some lyrics? Tell us more about that.
Actually, I tell you, it really all comes out of my heart and soul. It's very spontaneous. Sometimes when I'm on tour and when I have like a melody and lyrics in my head, usually I think I'm pretty good with like choruses, and then sometimes it just pops out at the same time, melody and lyrics. And when something is very important to me, then I sing it on my cell phone immediately, and I send it usually to Andreas Brun. And like, for example, when I went to Lem's funeral, I was in the airplane, and then I got this idea, living life to the fullest. That was on the last album. Last album was called Forever Warriors, Forever United. And I sang it, and all the lyrics were there. Like the chorus was like done, and I sang it on my cell phone, sent it to Andreas. I said, Andreas, this is the song for Lemmy. I want to record it right away when I get back, and we did. And that's the best way, when something just comes out, when you don't think about it. I never sit down and think, okay, now I have to write a new song or a new record. It just comes out. And sometimes when something is coming out and you feel, oh, it has magic, then I can't sleep. My heartbeat is like racing, and and then I feel could have some magic, and then it's probably worth it to work on the song. Yeah, and then I go song by song, and and when I get really excited, then I think, now I can show it to the fans. I believe, like, when I feel great about it, then it's time to show the fans, and then sometimes they feel similar. Of course, it's always up to the taste. Some people like more the heavy stuff, or more the fast stuff, or more anthems, or more ballads. But I know in the back of my mind, when, for example, Fels in der Brandung, the German title,
Yes,
and
exactly.
maybe people who like the song Für immer, maybe they could like it, or Children of the Dawn. And I know, people who like all these big anthems, they might like it. So, and Living After Midnight, I think people who love All We Are, they will probably sing along with Living After Midnight.
Absolutely. So you are still touring in festivals at the moment, but let's talk about the 40 years anniversary show that you will do the 28th of October in Düsseldorf. What can we expect from this show? Probably guests.
Yes, guests. Yeah. Actually, some guests, they already said they would come. It's like a maybe. Sometimes when they go on tour, when they have stuff to do. So I think Miller said he would like to come, of Creator, and Biff of Saxon, he might come, and many, many more guests, and probably Sammy Amara. And we will do a big show, big pyrotechnics. The stage is just being built as we speak, and then we want to play all, of course, the highlights, and some special songs. I want to ask the fans which songs they really, really want to hear. So we will put this in the set list. And the record is coming out 27th of October, the new album, Conqueress, Forever Strong and Proud. So we want to play the best songs of that album, all songs which the fans like the most. So it will be a big party, probably similar to Wacken. I mean, Wacken is so huge, so it will be not as big. They had a big drone show in Wacken for the Lemmy songs. We played Love Me Forever. That was my first duet with Lemmy. And Ace of Spades. And then
Ace of Spades, of course.
Big drone show. I don't know if you've seen it. It was like Lemmy's face was in the air and with his head on. And, he had a cigarette, and the cigarette even blew smoke. It was fantastic. And so that was unbelievable. But we will do something equally, spectacular. And and it's in Düsseldorf because I'm from Düsseldorf. That's where everything started. We had no idea that we could ever play, in foreign countries, or that we would last that long, or so many records. So I'm really grateful. And sometimes it's good to go back to your roots, and probably all the people from the past, from my rehearsal room, they will all be there and partying with us, and many guests. And I think people from all over the world, they will come and, celebrate. And it's almost sold out. It's like, it's almost done, but a couple of tickets you can still get. The VIP section is sold out because you get some goodies, but everything else is still possible. And I know many fans from France, they will come. I'm
absolutely
always connected with the fans, so I know who's coming already. I'm so much looking forward and excited. And Yeah, and France was actually important to me. So, very, very important. And
When you begin to make music, when you were a teenager, did you thought that today you will be still making music after all these years?
oh no, no, actually, oh no, I thought it would maybe last 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Now it's 40 years later, and it's great. But I still feel the same. I still feel like, back in the 80s. I still feel like I'm 25 in my head. But I'm in my body. Everything is like, still working well. Actually, now I think my health is better than in the 80s because I was chain smoking. I love to smoke. Did not take care of myself, didn't eat good, and now, I'm
Now
doing.
you take care of you now.
Yes, yes, and I'm a big martial arts fan, so I do a lot of sports and stuff. And back then, no, I didn't do anything, just like, but yeah, yeah, I hope we can do it for 40 more years if that's
Oh.
possible. Probably not, but as long
any
as friends want.
any regrets of the past?
Oh no, no, no regrets. It was a dream, meeting all these great people, meeting all my heroes, or working together in the studio, like with Lemmy or Gene Simmons. I was a big Kiss fan growing up, so that was unbelievable. 1 year. Oh, super! Oh shit! Oh, thank you for showing me. Yes, yeah, I'm so happy now with Rob Halford. Oh my God, it's my hero. So it was so great, and I miss having pets. I love animals, so I miss that. I grew up with dogs and horses, and I just adopted 2 horses, but they are in
Oh,
Austria. And I just like pay money that they can, have a good life and food and medicine and all that stuff. They weren't treated good. So I'm connected with all the people who save animals out of bad situations. So that's what I do. Like when I'm not in the studio or on tour, I love that. But yeah, I miss having animals in my life. That's yeah. But other than that, no regrets at all. I love music. I love the fans. That is my family, and I'm so happy and grateful that I could do
fantastic,
it for such a long time. Yeah.
fantastic. Do you plan to tour in Europe next year?
Yes.
And probably come in France. I don't know.
Yes, yes, yeah, definitely, definitely. France is, it's all in the making. The booker is already like checking out the clubs and festivals. And yeah, hopefully the big festivals again. Last year, Hellfest, that was
Yes,
unbelievable. Oh my God, was it great? So yeah, so we're definitely coming to France and touring all over the world with the new album. And yeah, now we'll play the best songs of the new album, and all the other songs of the 40 years.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I don't want to bore people with new stuff. When I go to a concert, I always want to hear the classics too. So definitely, it will be a mixture of like the best songs and the best songs of the new album. And yeah, and always trying to do something special. So maybe having a special guest, or having a special show. And so yeah, so that's in the planning. There are no dates yet, but it's all,
Okay.
yeah.
Talking again about the 28th of October, the show will be recorded.
Yes. Yeah, we want to record it. It will be probably the last Blu-ray or DVD, because everything is now, on the internet. So I definitely want to do my last DVD and Blu-ray, and you will see both shows, Wacken, like mixed and nice, and then Düsseldorf, and maybe some other, like stuff which, people might like, from
Okay.
backstage stuff or other guests. And so yeah, but yeah, we definitely want to record it. And yeah. And Joey Belladonna, when he was in Wacken, and uh, Udo Dirkschneider, then they both said, "Hey, let's do something more together, and let's do some more duets." So you can expect something in the near future, that we have a new song with, like, like a nice duet. I love that, working with other people. It's a big honor, and yeah, and it always works great. It's always, I think, the highlight of each concert or record. So yeah, so something like this is in the making as well. And yeah.
Fantastic. So thank you very much, Doro, for all these
But
informations about this new album, Conqueress Forever Strong and Proud. We hope you the best for this
thank
new
you.
album, and we hope you, of course, to see you in France very soon.
Yes, thank you. Merci beaucoup. I love you guys. Stay metal and talk to you soon or see you very soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.